Yeah, I'm gonna get two in one day, right? Let me try to figure this out here. Let me do that like that. And I'm gonna share a little bit of Chris, the content connoisseur. Let me see here. Chris is I only can go by what his page says. 251 subscribers, 94 videos. So, but he's been around for a while. Um, he did a nice little presentation, the same that I saw on what's her name, with Judge Joe Brown. Oh, Dana with the data. So Dana with the data had one on the same meme that popped up, and I guess the algorithm shared Chris's page with me, so you know what I mean, I subscribed and took a 5 minute snippet of it, and I'm going to share that shortly. Um, and I'm gonna put a link to the whole. It's a 14-minute video, so I'm gonna share 5 minutes out of it, and y'all know how I do, and then a link to the whole 14 and almost 15-minute video. This is a short video, but he's a young. It looks like he's trying. Well, not. I shouldn't say trying to be. He's a young politician in the making. A political page is what he's kind of creating. But he's doing better than me with 251 subscribers. I'm still in my 70s or something like that. I mean, how many subscribers I'm at now? I can look that up real quick. Let me see here. I'm at 74 subscribers. So make sure y'all subscribe. If it's on Facebook, you know, I'm sure I got a link on my page. Just go to my YouTube channel via one of those links. Subscribe for me. Get me up to. I'm trying to get up to 100. I have 750 followers or so on Facebook, so I'm doing pretty good on Facebook with followership. Yeah, about a year ago, I had to let like over 100 people go. That's a long story, but you know, I've been rebuilding and enjoying it. I'm on the island. I'm on the old island actually. Let me show y'all that this is live. Let me see if I can do that without really. Come on, get up. There you go. So you come up here, see? So I'm on the old island. You can see the young kid right there. I got him on the side there. I can do some kind of dance and everything for it. Let y'all know that it's live. And I'm doing this as like a not a game show, you know, kind of a thing. So, but what I want to share, you sit back down. Okay. So yeah, I'm on the old island with the young. I'm on his island with my character. I'll move my character at the end to show y'all that it's live and everything. But I can do that little chair movement thing there. But what I wanted to share with you was a video. Let me see if this is it right here. This is there it is, right? So that's the Tamagotchi Island. I just let it run for a little bit. That's a new game that's coming out next year, and it's interesting to me. It looks interesting to me because it looks like I can kind of do the similar things that I want to do with Animal Crossing. But it looks like I can make a whole island of all me's that I create, kind of a thing. And hey. That's more of, you know, like the Sims and everything. So that's more of what I want to kind of do. Animal Crossing, I'm kind of limited to just the animals, and you know, some animals are, you know, whatever. But yes, both of them are kind of girly games or whatever I would say. I ain't no punk though, you know what I'm saying? But it's, you know, punching somebody in the face to prove your masculinity is considered being overly toxic these days. So, and that was never my thing. I wasn't into you know, fighting over Johns, but I would go to war for my people. And therein is the issue when you have the Johns running the show, and that's what we had under Joe Biden, and we're still feeling the consequences of that. I mean, I can elaborate, but I wanted to share a little bit of this content that I'm it's about to show, because everybody in the black social media, what's really happening is since Charlie's death, it's it's white nationalism, but they changed it to patriotism now. It's no longer nationalism; it's patriotism. See, if we go all the way back to the 1900s, we can have a nice conversation about the history. What we had on as foundational Black Americans, we had Booker T. Washington, for example, in 1900. He created the National Negro Business League, which was a black nationalism. It was us building our own black businesses, and he built a school, and and they would build a black bakery, and yes, we did have Jim Crow, and we had black cities and everything, but we all know what happened to a lot of the black cities. They got Jim Crow. They came and burnt them cities down. And then when we go and we would try to share between each other, and we go to their towns and get lynched, and they come to our towns and burn them down. It's not complicated to understand. And now we're in the end game, and it's white, but it's no longer white nationalism, it's white patriotism. But Charlie really does represent a Christian nationalism movement, nationalist movement. And what I'm saying is a lot of content creators that are independent, black independent, is we're trying to build our network to increase our net worth, and we find ourselves like it's rare for a black person to be able to get 3 million subscribers like Charlie did. So that's where you get your ABLs from. And it's no hate towards Anthony Brian Logan. I hope I'm saying his initials right. I'm subscribed to him, and I do enjoy watching his show. He's a black Republican, but he says conservative more so than Republican, and it's all about conserving Abraham Lincoln's Republican Party. That's the conservatism that Donald Trump claims to be representing. It's the GOP party, not the Deep South that was prior to the GOP, freeing everybody, should I say, or and therein is where I say the switch didn't happen until the 60s, because John F. Kennedy was actually a conservative. He was a Catholic. You don't get more conservative than that. That's going all the way back to the Republic, right? Right or wrong. Like, let me get my color back. What in the world? My controller went off. So that's what that was. Okay. And then I'm trying to do two things at once, and it's running the video back and forth over anyway. And how much time was that right there? That was and then I'll move around a little bit, I guess. I think it looped maybe once or twice to show y'all what the game was looking like that I wanted interested in, and that was at the last Nintendo Direct. Because y'all know I'm a gaming channel, but I'm not really a gaming channel. I'm a hip hop channel. Hip hop is an American culture created by us, the children of the 1960 civil rights movement. I am Generation X. I think the kid that I'm about to, I shouldn't say kid, because he looks like a millennial, like he's a millennial. But I did want to get a different take on the content that I'm about to share with you, that I've been seeing, and a lot of us being put into that same frame as being Democrats, and I'm not a Democrat. When I first registered to vote in 1989, I registered independent. I didn't register Democrat or Republican. Now today, I'm saying let's build our brand new party. We can call it the Foundational American Party if you like. I'm a foundational Black American, and I've been describing us as being the community, and hip hop still being the culture. That's when I start talking about Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, Master Ace. I can run through the whole Juice Crew. EPMD. Um, we can run through their whole crew. Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew, and Slick Rick. Slick Rick is also Def Jam with LL Cool J. The Beastie Boys. You can't forget about the Beastie Boys. So we didn't discriminate, and we still don't. And Karis One and Boogie Down Productions, we could talk about them too. All right, but I'm going to share a younger fellow's content. If he's Generation X, I'm sure he's like 79, because I say Generation X is the year 1960 to 1979, but I think he's a young. I think he's at least 1980s. So that'll make him a millennial because he does know about Biggie and Tupac a little bit, and he's going to share a little bit of his opinion about Charlie Kirk and the meme that's been going on with comparing him to Jesus, Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, and Abraham Lincoln, which is completely hilarious. But us laughing at the meme is scapegoating us to be the crazy leftists that black nationalism, that we're not B1. Well, we are B1, but we're not pro blackity blacks like that, and how that terminology has changed over the years. B1 is actually, we were here since day zero, the year our Messiah walked at planet Earth, and we've been over in this land since then. It's not like year zero was nobody over in this land, and then 1492 they first sailed a boat and discovered Japanese people or Chinese, or Alaskans in all of America. That's the BS, right? So, but we'll get more into that and all that, the true history. But let me share this young gentleman's page. Like I said, click on it, go like, subscribe over on his channel. He seems like he's gonna be a young. I don't like using the term entrepreneur, but as far as being part of the black media, I welcome him and look forward to seeing more of his content, because it is very entertaining what he put together in this little piece right here. So give me 2 minutes to click the what's the name button and make sure that my screen don't go dark again. And here we come in 3, 2. Well, let me cut off the whistling too. And
want to push this comparison. One user would write, I could care less how much negative hate and feedback I catch for this, but Charlie Kirk to Christian conservatives was our MLK. He was a powerful voice, spiritual leader, and a husband and father. You leftists may have silenced his voice, but you will never silence his heart. Another would say, we need to have an official Remembrance Day for Charlie Kirk. He was born on October 14th, 1993. We need to honor his legacy and have a day just for him.
Hold on. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna say this one time. I understand. Listen, white people, right? You're hurting. Some of y'all maybe turn to some alcohol, maybe some Everclear, maybe some moonshine, White Claw, Budweiser. I'm asking you as a fellow American, put the bottle down. Put the bottle down. Okay? Because that bottle is having you say stuff that, like, if you say it out loud slowly, right, and you think about what you're saying, it's just completely drunk people conversation. This is like, you have to be high drunk on shrooms, like, to even make this comparison, I believe. I believe that's Jesus right here, right? So they have Jesus, Charlie Kirk, MLK, JFK, and Abe Lincoln. White people. I'm just gonna say this nicely. I don't know Charlie Kirk. I don't know him. I'm pretty sure though, he didn't get attacked by dogs. I'm pretty sure he didn't go through that. I'm pretty sure he didn't get beat up by cops. I'm pretty sure he also didn't go to jail for fighting for a cause. I'm pretty sure he didn't go through any of that. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have the Nobel Peace Prize. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have that either. I'm pretty sure that his contributions didn't make way for people to have a podcast that looked like me. I'm pretty sure he didn't do all that. Not to diminish him and what he did for his people, right? Because I don't, like I said before, I'm a type of black person where I don't care about other people's opinions about my people. So I don't watch his content. I don't consume. People have said things he said. I don't care because he's not me. He's not one of my. He's not a person of melanin descent. So I don't really care his opinions about my people. But anyway, we gotta stop. We got to stop. And you can use Chat GPT and ask Chappie. You can ask, right? All the contributions MLK has done, and then list all the contributions that Charlie's done. They're not in the same book. They're not in the same library. So I'm gonna ask you, just please stop. Please, just put the bottle down. Put the drugs down. It's distorting your little brains. Lord Jesus Christ. Oh.
They did it for MLK, they can do it for Charlie. Please repost if you agree so we can get this done. And one more would say, Charlie Kirk was the modern Martin Luther King Jr. He spoke up for people whose rights were being infringed, the conservatives.
We didn't have rights. What are you talking about? Infringed. It's more like we couldn't vote. It's more like we couldn't. What? Oh my God. You know what they say, the generations are dumb. They're getting dumber. And I believe it because these people don't read. They don't read. It's just, that's what this, I'm going to blame this on the educational system. That's what I'm going to blame it on.
And there he is. There it goes right there, right? Let me cut this, I hope I can be heard. Let me see. 'Cause I had the video capture up pretty high. So I hope the first part of this video came out all right. But let me cut this off. So let me cut that off and cut this off, and you can cut the logo off. And I mean, there it is. I think I did enough. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. But yeah, like I was saying, I seen that same. I'm not on X, so I seen a lot of. I seen Dana do it. Tim Black did it. Videos on those. On that same meme, and then on the right side, I'm saying, quote unquote conservatives, Republicans, MAGA. I'm seeing them getting all in a tussy foot, and they're pointing at black nationalism as being the enemy, and it's like, yo, y'all pointing at the wrong people, because they're pointing at hip hop, you know what I mean? And it's like, no, it's not us. Like, y'all keep, you know what I mean? Because the liberals linked the LGBTQ, the DEI, the Sodom and Gomorrah to hip hop culture. Like, they are synonymous, and it's like we're not. So when you get Barack Obama, and then a lot of these pastors like that, and that's what a lot of the black media has been sharing. Al Sharpton, I haven't seen the latest on Roland Martin, but you get them linked in on to it too, and they're pointing at the Tariq Nasheeds, the Jason Blacks, the like the FBA, the community. Like I'm saying that's the community now. That's the hip hop community that's representing the political side, where the hip hop alliance is really the spiritual side. But we still got figures like Chuck D still wanting to point and say that we have to blame Trump, and it's like, Chuck, stop playing that game, because he played that game back in '88 for their all-time great video, Fight the Power, right? The beginning of that video, he's actually pointing out that the '60s march was bogus, because we already had the right to vote. We already had we already had those things, the right to vote, which is, so we had the right to build our own businesses. What Malcolm X was trying to, and then what the Black Panthers was trying to represent is, we have the right to defend ourselves. And now we find ourselves having to defend ourselves again, and it's like, why are we putting ourselves in the crosshairs? We're not Democrats. That's what we're trying to, that's what Foundational Black American is really about. It's like, no, we're not playing that game no more. We're not Democrats, and then proving every day that these Democratic Party only cares about immigrants. They don't care about foundational Black Americans. That's why we had to delineate. That's why we are delineating, right? So it's black and brown people. Yeah, we don't have beef with anybody from the Caribbeans or brown-skinned Mexicans or the Venezuelans. But at the same time, right, it's Michael Jamal Warner is out of the country, and it's like, we should be looking at that just as suspiciously as what's going on in Chicago or Chirac with the illegals, and then across the nation of all the femicide that I'm mentioning, right? These women getting killed and raped and murdered, and then our own and our men being, possibly drugged. You know what I mean? You buy some. You get a supplier of even your Chiba, right? And how do you know he didn't lace it with the fentanyl or whatever, right? And because you do see a lot of mental health issues going on in the Black community since that fentanyl was brought up in here, because Biden just opened up the floodgates. I mean, the math is mathing if you really, really think about it. And the fact that there's still your Al Sharpton, like, I can share videos of Al Sharpton being a hypocrite now, saying, trying to turn the other cheek. And it's like, nah, dude, we need to just let that party die. If we want to believe that racism in a form called white supremacy is the problem, and it's all Republicans now, let them all be Republicans. Now we can build. We'll know who our enemy is as soon as they come over and say, we're foundational white Americans. That's the liberal that we don't want to be a part of our movement. How much time was that? 24 minutes. Good job. Find myself repeating myself. So, yeah, I'm still playing the game. Hope that first part came out alright, because I had the volume in the background up pretty loud. Came here to make some tomatoes, and make some cash a little bit. This is where my house used to be at, on the island. So I don't know what my son is going to do as far as building up the island again. Because, you know, I got my own island now. But I do want to check out that Tomodachi or whatever it's called. I'll look it up some more and see what I can and can't do on it. But it is something, like, I do want to kind of do a Nintendo game or whatever, because I do got tomato curry. I can make some of those. And, you know, but y'all know how it goes. Religion, politics, scientific methodology, 3 congruent angles in the same equilateral triangle. I think that's the sacred geometry that I was schooling y'all with. Lot of, you know, love or hate, and y'all still thinking they're logically equivalent, because they are. Y'all still thinking that they're equal. They're not. Love is greater than hate. Period. Right? Y'all want to think that, or that makes hate a subset? All right, whatever. Y'all don't think it can't be disjoint. There's a lot of hateful people out there. That's where we're missing the Antichrist, or the definition of the Antichrist. I'm just keeping it 100. Love God, our Father, all the time. Hip hop life. One love, one love. Be happy just to have just one love. As God is love, hip hop is life. Time is precious. I like to say holy. Whereas money is nothing more than that fourth dimensional illusion that really doesn't exist. Because hip hop is actually the art of making the most out of life. Economics, whether y'all studying it in micro or macro, or, you know, whatever y'all want to believe that dollar bill y'all is all about, that cash rules everything around me. I think it ruins everything around me. 1. God is understood. Peace and happiness to you. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is how we're going to achieve freedom, justice, and equality. Shout out to the Woo.